Hello, America. Hello, Kansas City, mainly, 'cause that's the stomping ground. How y'all doing? Another episode of Word on the Ab. We here on a Friday evening, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, it is. I hope y'all had a productive week. I know it's been a hectic, stressful week. All the news, changes got to make. You know what I'm saying? Stocking up and trying to maneuver with all this crazy news or viruses or whatnot. So, but we here, we keep pushing. We're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna talk about a little bit. Tongue tied. Talk a little bit about it. Um, so we here now. We did a show about a month ago talking about the um, coronavirus, you know what I'm saying, when it started, really surfacing more, hitting the news more, gave you, gave you a history of, because I personally, and this is me personally, my belief, I don't believe this is something that's, natural. I think this is a man-made virus, like many things are. We did a, did just a breakdown, did a study. It was a very, what I'm saying, it wasn't an entertaining episode. It was a very long, boring episode, but it was meant to be educational and give you a large breakdown. It still wasn't able to go through everything because we would have been sitting there for hours. But this country has a history of studying, doing studies, doing clinical studies, and doing, you know, tampering, is doing experimentation on its citizens like humans through radiation, vaccinations, through food. It's all type of different ways. So if you missed that, go ahead and check that episode. But we here, word on the half. You already see my name on the screen, Corey. Got Lauren, Randy in the building. You want to talk to the people real quick before we get it started?
Hola, hola, hola. Buenas noches.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
So
am your ignorant, eclectic, mad genius, Randy. Yeah.
on them Ti words, man. Ti words. So let me get this, go ahead and get this shared off for the people.
And
The people.
for everybody that's been watching,
Right.
that's been rocking with us, man. I just want to say thank you. But what I need you guys to do is, if you have something to say, I'm saying just let us know. Cause I've been hit up on the inbox or whatever. Yeah, just hit me up on the inbox if you want to talk about a topic or if you want us to talk about a topic, man. Just let us know. Let Corey know. Let Lauren know. Yeah, go ahead. It's on you.
So of course, like I said, this coronavirus has been going around. It's different forms of coronavirus. You've had the SARS and the MERS coronavirus in the past. This one is labeled under COVID-19. I don't know exactly, what I'm saying, the components or how much different it is from those other ones. SARS was a pretty bad virus. This is it's spread it's allegedly it's spread rapidly, and I said alleged because there's a lot of different, a lot of alternative. I don't like to just label, because the word conspiracy theory has been so it's the name has just been so tarnished in the way that the media, what I'm saying, speaks on it, and the people, of course, like they do everything else the media does, they follow suit on it. But there's a lot of alternative information and stuff that should be considered, especially because, just because the media says it doesn't make it any more valid. You know what I'm saying? I to see a lot of people take it, and I've seen this for myself. I had to tell somebody about this the other day because they were going at somebody else, and actually my cousin, and they were going at my cousin because he had his belief or whatnot, and they had their belief, but they basically said, well, it says the doctors came out and they said this is what it is, and so this is what it is, and I'm like, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. That's definitely how you get duped in, and that's what mainly this episode is about: how dependency leads to doom. How dependency leads to doom. We have become extremely over dependent on the federal government, just everything. How convenience. That's what it was. It wasn't the dependency. It was how convenience leads to doom. Just think about so you see the numbers. Where are we at right now? Do y'all have any numbers? I didn't jot any numbers down, but I know it's a spread. They say over half the states there's a bunch of cases. I know.
Yeah, they said that there's been a confirmed case in 46 out of 50 states.
Yeah. So yeah, so it's spreading, and it's spreading fast. Spreading fast too.
We all infected. We all infected.
Yeah. Seems like the only part that's not getting hit is Africa. We don't know, a lot of people got the theory that black people can't get it. Well, they can get, who knows? Who knows? Like I said, it's been documented that Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell have it. So it's been documented that they have it. And so now the goal has been shifted to, well, they ain't died. And so ain't nobody black died from it. Ain't nobody from what they know and from what the study that they give it, it's not a deadly. It has 10 times the potency, but it's still a very low chance. You got almost a 99% chance, you know what I'm saying?
The current death rate is 2.5%.
2.5%. And that's like I said, when they say it's 10 times as potent, that means the regular influenza, that means the regular flu, the death rate for that is only 0.2. So even now, it's still, it's still bad. If it's possible, it's a respiratory disease, which is always bad. It's never good. And anything that's the risk, of your health or your life, anything like that should be taken, precautionary measures. And, so I don't have a problem with a lot of the things that are going on. NBA's been shut down. Don't have a problem with that. Even if it's not this deadly disease, you don't want a bunch of people running around getting sick. You don't want a bunch of just sickness just transferring everywhere.
We already infected.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, more likely already infected, man. So, but see, what you're seeing now is, now with the governments, putting we already know what's going on in China, quarantine and everything. That's that whole communist communist country. Italy is on complete lockdown. Italy's on complete lockdown, quarantine, the whole country of Italy.
And want to chime in on that though?
Yeah, you said
Italy is one of the 2 or 3 countries that has I would say properly managed it though. It's weird and it sounds kind of, I guess, kind of mean, but like they basically are, from what I understand, that they're triaging everybody, and if you're deemed as somebody that isn't going to get better, they're sending you home to die, essentially. They're basically trying to manage it in a way that, if you're capable of fighting it, they'll help you fight it. But if your body is not strong enough to fight it, it's over. Like it sounds heinous and it sounds real mean. But if you take that 2% death rate and look at the age, I would say 1.9. No, but I say 2.5%. So I would say 2.4% of the 2.5 are people either over the age of 70 or people that have major respiratory issues.
Yeah. So you getting that, and they're shutting stuff down. They're quarantining. Quarantining, you know what I'm saying? Everything got New York City quarantined. I know there's a couple other places. I know New York City's got quarantine, got cities got different sections locked down. From what I know, if y'all know any more spots, something rare.
I don't know any, but Grant just said I got a homeboy over in Italy, and it sounds pretty cutthroat. So
Really?
It is. It's super cutthroat. But
so shout out to you. You know what I'm saying for that. But yeah, continue.
But again, understand that this is a virus like any other virus. I mean, you can't control a virus.
Yeah.
I tell you an interesting fact that I was told earlier today by a medical professional is that almost 40% of the families in the United States have a parent that in some form or fashion is involved in the medical industry. So you're talking about doctors, nurses, radiologists, different positions within a hospital, even the damn phone operators. But they're all infected already. Yeah. And they're bringing it home. So when you talk about quarantining people, the infection's already spread. Like Kansas City, for instance, they called a state of emergency, and they were out here where I'm at. They didn't cancel school today. Almost every other school district canceled school, but they didn't cancel it out here. Yeah. And it's because there's no confirmed cases. But see, here's the thing about that. When your parent goes to work down in the city, they're exposed, and they just bring it home.
Yep.
And that's why I say it's really, really hard to, you can't control it. The viruses are uncontrollable. That's why they call them viruses. They spread, and they spread quickly. No different than a damn computer virus. Once you get it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta try to treat it as fast as you can, and try to fight it off. So, I think that's important to really truly understand that some people don't really have a chance to fight this off if they do get sick. Like they don't have a shot in hell because their immune systems aren't strong enough to withstand it. I mean, you think about things such as, the flu, which can turn into pneumonia, which can kill you. Again, we're talking about viruses. We're talking about the immune system ability, to fight those things off. And, you got people in the store buying toilet paper. You need to buy some things that you can put into your system that will help your immune system, build up the strength to be able to handle these type of things. Because I guarantee you, 99% of America in the next 4 weeks is going to get a cold of some sort, and that is probably because they got exposed.
To it, yeah.
And so it's up to their body. It's up to the strength of their immune system to try to fight it off. I mean, it sounds like Grant said. It is cutthroat, but it's real though.
Yeah.
Like if you can't, if we know your body probably is not going to be able to fight it off, I'm probably not going to treat you first because the medicine's not going to work for you anyway. Your body's not strong enough. Now, I mean, that opens up a whole nother can of worms, when you look at the value of life and things of that nature. But I can't say that I would do it differently. I can't say I would do it differently.
Yeah.
Get your vitamin C.
But the key is, and that's where the dependency and things that are convenience comes in, because when we talk about doing it differently, being able to quarantine ourselves, being able to be self-sufficient, having our own doctors, that's where we're subject, because we're, the world is a monopoly. And when you said what I talk about, why this is man-made, and why would they create a man-made? Why do they do stuff like this? Create man-made, viruses, and things like that, get people sick. Well, it's for control. All you got to do is read the UN. I've talked about it. Read the UN treaty. Read the UN treaty. The World Health. Anytime you see the WHO, the world, which is the WHO, the World Health Organization. See them speaking. That's the UN. They're, you know what I'm saying, they're tied in with the UN. And, you know what I'm saying, and one of their things is, you know what I'm saying, getting, getting everybody, you know what I'm saying, vaccinated, you know what I'm saying, having everybody, you know what I'm saying, basically, you know what I'm saying, having everything under their control. You know what I'm saying? Everything under their control to where, you know what I'm saying, that's what it's all about. I can't even add nothing else on there. Try to make it, you know what I'm saying, make it digestible for y'all. Yeah. It's that simple. Having everything under their control. And you see how that's affected everything. When I talk about, you know, the Federal Reserve, you know what I'm saying, the Federal Reserve, you know what I'm saying, because they're right in bed with the international bankers. You see, you know what I'm saying, everything that's happened, all the money that's been, you know what I'm saying, being exchanged to, you know, people panicking, you know, buying up, like I said, all the toilet paper or whatnot, and it buying up toilet paper or whatnot, going out, you know what I'm saying, stocking up on food and things like that. What this does is, you know what I'm saying, also, you know, you heard Trump talking about yesterday how the what the hell is it? It's dropping the interest rates on loans. There's going to be more small business loans and everything. Even Nancy Pelosi spoke on this. I've been talking about this for a while. You know, when this happens, the more the banks want to lend, because the more money they lend out, they just dumped $120 more billion in the economy, the Federal Reserve. Yeah. Every time that there's more money, and that sounds like a good thing, but every time more money's dumped in, that's more debt that the country, that's more interest, and that's more debt, and that's more that you owe, because there's no gold or anything that's backing this money.
Nope.
There's no gold or anything that's backing this money, so it's all a debt. So you're just basically putting yourself, and then eventually it's going to cause this. This is going to bring inflation. This is why, you know what I'm saying, back then you can get everything done, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, one, two job, whatever it is, you know, one job. You know, you talk to a lot of, you know, old timers. There's a lot of people still work two jobs, you know what I'm saying, to really get it going. But, you know, you could have survived, you know what I'm saying, and stacked up off of one job, and it's not the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the dollar amount that you're getting per hour is not matching the inflation that's going up. You're going to get that much less. You know, it may pay the same for a box or a cup, or, you know what I'm saying, a jug or whatever, but you're going to get that much less, you know what I'm saying, fluid ounces, whatever it is in that product. And so this is the price of it. And, you know, when you're able to do that, you know what I'm saying, all it takes is creating a crisis like this to allow that to happen. To allow that to happen. And so, you know, it's times like this, you know, then also, you know, I'm gonna show you something. I wonder if I can.
All right.
Matter of fact,
I'll
show you better than I can tell you.
All right. So before he does that, I just want to say that there's a website that you can look up. It's corona.io, I believe. Hold on. Can y'all hear that? No, I
don't feel like doing it just on this slow computer.
Okay. So type in corona.help, and you'll be able to find a graph that shows everybody that's been affected, everybody that's died, and everybody that's survived the coronavirus. So yeah, corona.help is the website.
So you see this right here. I'm just showing from the screen. You see this right here. See if I can get it so the screen can focus on it. This is from White House. This is from the whitehouse.gov. This is from September 19th, 2019. That's always been like I said, they want to vaccinate. We talk about the things that are in these vaccines, you know what I'm saying, that affect children, just all type of things, you know, cause cancer, autism, all type of different things that could come from, you know, the dangers of vaccines. But, you know, and you can still get a vaccine. Like I said, nobody, as far as in our particular circles or whatnot, it's not. There's nobody's. We don't know a lot of scientists. We don't know. I don't know any scientists. So we don't know any scientists that can go in and go do the testing for themselves and things like that. We're at the mercy of the government. This is the executive order from September 19th, before the coronavirus ever hit the news, on modernizing influenza vaccines in the United States to promote national security and public health. Okay?
Yeah, I'm listening.
By the authority invested in me as president, by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, including Section 301, Title 3, United States Code, it is hereby ordered as follows. Findings: A, influenza viruses are constantly changing as they circulate globally in humans and animals. Blah, blah. They get to talk. I don't even feel like reading all this. They basically go to White House Gov and type this in. Executive order on modernizing influenza vaccines. They talk about global pandemics. You know what I'm saying? In the response to global pandemics, you know what I'm saying? If they have to start trying to get everybody around the globe vaccinated.
Yep.
But now, take a look at this. And like I said, read this for yourself. You just heard what I said. If you need to, watch the rebroadcast or rewind so you can know. I want to bring it up on the screen share, but it's going to be taking all damn day. I want to keep this going. But take a look at this. So that was in September. Now take a look at this. Take a look at this. This is called Event 201. This is in October of 2019. This is, let's see, the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security in partnership with the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation hosted Event 201. This is on the Event 201 actual website. A high-level pandemic exercise on October 18, 2019 in New York, New York. The exercise illustrated areas where public-private partnerships will be necessary during the response to a severe pandemic in order to diminish large-scale economic and societal consequences. And, you know, it goes into talking about that more and more. Take a look at this. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying this is what it is. This is just stuff that you have to keep in mind, because you could be going, you could be falling into some bullshit when you're not self-sufficient. This is October 29th, 11 days later. Y'all need to look up ID 2020. This is from themedium.com. Implantable digital ID vaccination in a system in development. And then they put the yikes. Implantable digital ID vaccination system in development. Let me say that again. Implantable digital ID vaccination system in development. Would you agree to have a microchip implanted into your body? That's the question that Microsoft, and a group of pharmaceutical companies are asking. Microsoft is spearheading an initiative called ID 2020. The head of Microsoft, Bill Gates, who just stepped down as chairman today.
Yep.
But he's the founder of Microsoft. And it's just the timing that of him stepping down too, man. That's I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We'll just keep more tabs on that. But like I said, Bill Gates is the founder of it. But yeah, they're spearheading this initiative program that aimed at giving every human on the planet a digital ID like a fingerprint in order to keep everyone connected. That means keeping tabs on your ass. You can't make no moves, you know what I'm saying? If y'all about trying to get free, trying to, like I said, do what you got to do, be self-sustainable, keep in mind the different things the different fights that you have to deal with. Remember the guy that created the water up in Flint, Michigan when all that was going on?
Yeah.
He don't remember the guy's name, but he was creating where it was creating and taking the oxygen in the air and whatnot and turning it into clean water.
Yeah.
Well, look up about how they've been trying to sabotage this dude's system. You'll find a lot on that. They've been trying to sabotage his system because these people want monopoly over everything. Not only that, take a look at this. This is from South Africa.
All you gotta do is look at 0 Point Energy. Africa.
Look at this.
But yeah, all you gotta do is look up 0 Point Energy, man. They've been fucking that over for years.
Let me see. Can I see that?
A little bit. Go up.
So it says, and it may be backwards, but it's Nkosinatathi. That's his first name, Como. Nkomo. In Africa, in Cape Town, in South Africa, came up with a system that could turn gray water into usable water amidst the Cape Town water crisis. Came up with his own water system.
Water filtration system.
Yep, and not too long after that, got found dead, pushed off his balcony of his apartment complex, and they ruled no foul play. And 3 months later, a white man came out with the same system. Look it up for yourself. All documented. I ain't gonna say if it's true, false, whatnot. It's from reputable sites. It's not no false, none of that. Y'all be sharing shit from MTO, or I see some of y'all go so far. Y'all be sharing stuff from Hustlers and shit. Goddamn fools, a damn parody site. But these are reputable sites. These are reputable sites. There's a lot of money that goes into, like we talk about, big pharma, the World Health Organization. That is big. They're right in bed with big pharma. There's a lot of money into it, and they're not gonna get no money if they ain't got control of y'all. So
that's factual.
So just take a look at all. You got something you want to say?
Honestly, you was giving them all the intelligent shit. I was just gonna toss out some hypotheticals and some ignorant shit. Cause honestly, I really want to speak about everybody doing the whole monkey see, monkey do thing, man. So everybody's like, oh, go get your tissue, go get tissue paper, go get tissue paper. When everybody's going out and buying tissue paper, nobody's going out and buying Lysol wipes or Lysol shit that can actually, quote unquote, protect you from the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? So somebody sent me a picture of they were at Walmart and the entire tissue paper shelves was empty, and then the entire Lysol wipes, it was Lysol wipes and a bunch of other stuff was completely full, and I'm just like, are you guys serious? What is toilet paper gonna do besides you wiping your ass? It's not gonna keep you safe, not at all. You know what I'm saying?
I think the toilet paper is just for, in the case, like you said, you got the thing like quarantine. There could be all type of many factors because everybody, you know what I'm saying, got multi-person households, so everybody is stocking up on these different things. Who knows what it is that may not have been enough to be able to furnish for everybody.
But what about first aid? What about first aid? What about first aid? Let's say it's a real pandemic and all you got is tissue paper. You don't have no first aid kits. You don't have no alcohol, rubbing alcohol, hand alcohol. You don't have none of this other stuff, but you got tissue paper. My nigga, what you gonna do, barter with other people that got tissue paper?
That's what I'm saying, but we don't know what these people should have all these different type of things in their house.
Unless you're a real prepper. Shout out to you.
We don't know what the, you know what I'm saying, what the supply and demand, you know what I'm saying, what the supply was. You know what I'm saying? If there was, like I said, even enough versus Lysol wipes. You know, so most people are preparing while you see all that gone. Most people are preparing for, like I said, it's possible we could be on sat down for 30 days, man. You know what I mean? That's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, you know, like I said, we give so much power to the government to where they can, I mean, you know, they can do that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll institute martial law if you get out of line. You know what I'm saying? Get fined, jail time, possibly even worse, to try to fight back or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they got you locked down against your will for something that they created, you know, that they could, you know, possibly have created themselves. So this is where the dependency comes, you know, this is where everything comes, you know, everything comes full circle. You know, you go into grocery stores, as let's say things were to get worse, you'll start seeing things like food shortages and things like that. Obama signed an executive order a couple years ago, and it was an extension of, you know, what's been signed over and over again with Harry S. Truman started. But in state of emergencies and different things like that, it gives the government and the military the power to take control of all the resources, food, gas, all different things, and ration the stuff how they see fit. Well, you look at that, son, what you see?
Somebody just text me. Don't worry about it. Yeah, continue.
Okay, yeah, no, it's to be able to ration the different things how they want to see it, and you know, you sitting there, you know, you're trying to stock up, you know, you don't have different things, like you say, toilet paper, and say you don't have no toilet paper or anything like that, and you stuck in the house for 30 fucking days. It's just gonna get tough. You know what I'm saying? Especially you don't have enough food. A lot of people's refrigerator doesn't have big enough refrigerators. You know, get you some coolers or whatnot. But say you get quarantined and they got everything locked up. Will you be able to survive? And that's where we get these things. And this is not an overnight process, but this is where producing your own shit, you know what I'm saying? Being able to farm. This start with farming.
But people, you're talking about that. You're talking about the same thing I was talking about like a month and a half ago, and I was telling.
We talk about it all the time.
I know we talk about it all the time, but I'm just like talking about how I tell people like that we need to go back to farming and like because nobody in 2020 knows how to, you know what I'm saying, doesn't want to get dirty. You know what I'm saying? We have the small, very small few people that are still doing farms and or willing to get dirty and do this job. But everybody is not willing to do this job. That's been lost from generation to generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? And it keeps getting smaller. So it's just like water filter.
It's hard work.
Yeah, it's hard work.
It's hard work.
So water
we buy into silly shit. So we buy into silly shit. So even when people, when you have individuals that want to get into those different fields, you know, talking about food, even medicine, who can you really? There's only one person. You only get one lifetime, and stuff you got to be able to take care of yourself also. But when you don't have a solid team, because when these people do science and all different things like that, the government has a team. It's not one fucking person. Everybody has a job to do. So what makes the government more valid? What makes the government, you know what I'm saying? What qualifies them more than us individuals?
And honestly,
you know what I'm saying?
It's not even the government. It's the news. I know we've talked about this plenty of times before back in the past, but the news is what's giving everybody all the scares. The news and social media.
I'm talking about actual when it's the process of actually developing different things. Like there's a team that's developing a virus, a vaccine, whether it's for the coronavirus or this and that. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? There's somewhere that they develop, you know what I'm saying? They manufacture the food. There's a limited amount of food, like I said, and if stuff starts going bad, they'll have to start rationing off different things. There's plenty of land, especially here in America. There's plenty of fucking land, but half the country is condensed down into these few big cities. Half the fucking population, the 350 million people, are condensed down into these few big cities. It's crazy. So there's land everywhere. There's land to do different things. But like I said, it's not an overnight thing. But these are the type of things that you have to start brainstorming. It can be done. It can be done. There's so many brilliant minds. There's so many different just child prodigies. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it just comes natural. I believe in a higher power. I believe sometimes people are just born naturally with different gifts. And those gifts have to be facilitated. You know what I'm saying? They have to be incubated the proper way. Have be in the proper environment and things like that. And also have, support. You need a team. Like I said, the government has a team to do these different things. So what the fuck, yeah. If you don't want to be dealing with vaccinations, then we need somebody that go out there and start figuring that shit out for themselves. Need a team of people that focus on that shit instead of focus on how they gonna, who they gonna fuck tonight. You know what I'm saying?
But that's you're speaking about a small group of people who aren't just thinking about themselves, but thinking about the entire human race. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
everybody doesn't think like that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about me and mine. You know what I'm saying? Like
because you've been conditioned.
So
you've been conditioned to think like that. American, right. Especially you're American. Right. There's and don't get me wrong. There are groups there are people that don't get any coverage that are working together.
That's factual.
But like I said, let's get more. But we're too focused on the silly shit. We're conditioned. It's not just a natural thing. We're being conditioned. Just like nobody wants to do the hard work because everything is convenient now. How convenience leads to your doom. A convenience store. Things like that. We got everybody ordering fucking, you know what I'm saying, spending money. Now they're not even doing that. Now they got it to where you can have somebody grocery shop for you. You DoorDash, motherfucking Grubhub, all type of different things. Nobody gonna get off of a big
sponsored.
Big behind, and that's being unhealthy is part of the reason why, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people are dying from sicknesses like this. When the government does decide, you gotta have to be consuming the proper things, getting the exercise. If you don't want to fucking get up, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to get up, and move, like I said, taking too much, overusing convenience. Convenience is supposed to be something that's convenient, needed for that moment. But, we start relying on these things. We start relying. We've been taught. I've been taught. We all been taught. We all been taught to go when we need food. Go to the damn grocery store. Somebody's gonna have it there on the shelves, ready for us to purchase.
Yep.
And we go spend some more money and get some more money, and you know what I'm saying, fake money circulating. There's some more fake money. Hey, get your money out here. Don't let what I'm saying deter you. I'm getting my money too. Get your fucking money. You still got to do what you got to do, but you got to do it with, you know what I'm saying, at least try to aim toward getting the fuck out of the system, because it's rigged. It's rigged for them to be, you know what I'm saying, somebody to take a loss. People who are getting business loans and different things like this, like Donald Trump, he's lowering the interest rates, passing out these business loans. It will benefit them. Small business owners, different things like that. But as long as there is a money system, there will be a bottom caste. There will be a poor class, and they will suffer even more, especially once inflation hits. Once this is all over, you've seen how this has all affected the stock market. Stocks have dropped. People that had money tied up into these stocks, and their stocks dropped. Where did that money go? It went into the hands of the filthy, greedy ass bankers. They got that money. Now, you know what I'm saying? And then they gonna go print off, you know what I'm saying, dump some more off. They just gonna keep the stuff circulating. Yeah. You have to get, like I said, you have to get dependent. If you don't want to be, taking vaccines, you know what I'm saying, feel like you have to have dependency, you feel like you can't trust the government, you don't know if the coronavirus is real or not, things like that. Why don't we have something, like I said, if they can figure it out, if they can figure out how to maneuver these things and how to work with these things, why can't you? Is it because we don't have the equipment? So we got to start putting the money together. It's at least attempt, huh?
You can do exactly what they're doing. You just have to learn how to pay attention and know the right people to talk to. That's mainly it, and do the research.
Right, and you gotta actually have the want to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do that. And like I said, be able to tune out the different distractions. But as long as you got, you know what I'm saying, as long as you got, they're who you always run, you know what I'm saying, to depend on, to ask for help, things like that. Like I'll keep saying, anything that gives you something that gives you everything can take everything from you. Learn
That's
from
factual.
Nazi Germany, man. You know these people aren't they aren't right. And
Shout out to my
injustice
Germans.
anywhere is an injustice
Injustice
for all.
everywhere.
You see what the people over in Hong Kong, what they're fighting about. This is going on in your world right now. This is going on around you in your world right now, but because it's thousands of miles away, it's don't affect. I'm over here in America. Just think about that. That there's somebody in the world that still has communist, a communist mindset.
All
You
right,
know, they
so
don't even let you have multiple kids over in China. They got
yeah,
complete control. They got control of the internet, all type of stuff.
yep. All right. So pretty much right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump in my eclectic bag. But first, before I do that, jump into this the mailbag real quick. My Sherelle Ritchie said subliminal messages. And speaking of subliminal messages, man, honestly, I truthfully believe that they've been preparing us for this the entire time via what's the Simpsons. People, this lady in a book in 2008 said that there was gonna be some kind of flu type virus that was gonna come and hit America real hard, and then it was
Yeah.
gonna leave just as fast. I don't have the clip nor the what's the name, but there was also another clip that came out. I think this was a few years ago, but here's the clip right now.
That's Bill Gates.
Yeah. And it tops out at 33,000. All right, so yeah, man. So like, it's the stuff that's been talked about for the last, like, what I would say 5 or last decade. There's been subliminal things that have been talked about. You know what I'm saying? And they've been telling us what's gonna come, but nobody really pays attention.
Well, it's gonna be that like that anytime. It happens like that anytime there's a pandemic or anything of the sort. And they'll like I said, it'll just happen again. You know, everything what's the first thing he said is wealth.
Yeah.
Trillions. He say trillions of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
trillions and trillions of dollars, and that's what it's about. It's more reason to impose more taxes. The Federal Reserve came into play in 1913,
You're
and they added, you know what I'm saying, they added laws with the presidents, you know what I'm saying, like the presidents weren't, especially they weren't for black people, but they do know they wanted a free country for themselves, and they wanted to protect themselves against, you know what I'm saying, against shit dictatorships and things
mm-hmm.
like that. And one of the main things that they talked about was taxation. How taxation was theft, and they had provisions put in place to keep from that. But when the Federal Reserve came about, they changed that, and they changed that and actually switched up. I think the 14th Amendment to where I could be wrong. I think it's the 14th Amendment,
Okay.
but it's basically they can tax you for anything, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's no they can they can tax you for anything. They can tax you for anything continually. They can keep adding you as you see. You know what I'm saying? There's been $1 billion. There's been that's what about 8.3 billion
Billion,
trillion.
yeah.
What I forget, man. There's been so many different ones. If you go back to the past episodes, I know there was 8.3 billion that's just got spent on this coronavirus. I forget what that was. It was a couple weeks ago, but They keep passing HR bills. Trump does, and it, like I said, every time that they pass those bills, it comes out of the taxpayer because
it comes out of our pockets.
The people in Washington get paid off of the taxpayer. They get filthy rich off of taxpayer money. You know what I'm saying? Off of taxpayer money. And if they feel that they want to make some more money, all they have to do is put another bill into place. And you know what I'm saying? And they don't have to, they talk about how it's a democratic system, but they do this shit overnight, just like the Federal Reserve was put in place overnight. And like that said, it was they were against the, you know what I'm saying, using fake money, fiat money. They were against all of that. Money that's not backed by any gold. It's all empty money. You know what I'm saying? As it's only dependent on the recipient and the person that's using it. And now they're moving away from the money, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, that could be used as just one of many things that's used for a bartering system, but now they're doing it, you know, and you can do stuff under the table, but now with the they got everything, credit, debit, moving to strictly card machines. They'll have tabs on everything, and you got to think about shit that happens. What happens when, you know, you make a purchase over $10,000 and things like that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
IRS is already on your ass.
On that ass.
Already on your ass. This it's just a complete game. This is a complete game that these people are playing with you, and this coronavirus is just another way. Like I said, another reason to siphon more money out of the taxpayer. And like I said, and have you fork over the control, you know what I'm saying, to the federal government. And as long as we sit on our asses and misuse conveniences, it's gonna continue, man. It's gonna continue. Like I said, we at least, if you can't do it, coax the next generation, work with your youngest. We have to. Oh man, if you just look at the show and why we do the show, we're dealing with the minds. We have to clean up the mindset first. And if it's possible to even be done, who knows? But somebody's got to make a fucking attempt. We can't just say, oh, it can't be done, so we sit on our asses. The mindset's got to be changed. And I think that, you know, it's one day at a time. In this era, like I always say, you're going to either get bunch of very extremely brilliant people, or you're gonna get a bunch of retards, you know what I'm saying? Just worse than you've ever seen, you know what I mean? Like, just all the way out of pocket, man. So
all right, so before we leave out of here, I want to jump into my ignorant mad genius bag, right? So we all know that all the major league sports are MLB, NHL, NBA, and the hockey league is also out as well. You know what I'm saying? They're all gonna be NBA suspended till further notice. 30 days for the NHL, MLB same thing. Arena football. So yeah, pretty much all sports have been shut down. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking today, I was like, so the NBA, when I was talking about predictive programming and stuff like that, do you guys remember back in the day Space Jams, right? When the Monstars came and stole the powers from the NBA players, and the NBA players got sick or whatever, and then the season was over, or season ended? Yeah.
Y'all trying to say it's the Monstars.
Y'all follow me? Y'all follow me, right?
All right. To say the Monstars. So 23. LeBron James somewhere over on Moron Mountain trying to stretch his arm out for the last bucket.
You gotta follow me. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, 23 years ago, Michael Jordan played the Utah Jazz, and that was his flu game, right? 23 years ago. Now, Utah Jazz, the two Utah Jazz players are the ones that pretty much shut down the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Is it a little fishy? I don't know. Is it mad scientist, mad genius? It may be. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I'm just
What the hell
shooting.
you
I'm shooting right now. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, it's all about the flu game, baby. Michael Jordan coming back. Oh, Michael Jordan coming back. But no, man. Yeah, man. This has been another episode of Word on the App.
Hold on, man. You been running out too. What the hell is this dude doing? Y'all look at
I thought you was ready. I thought you was ready to go.
You just breaking out. God
yeah, I thought you was ready to go.
You got somewhere to go, man?
No, you was ready to go. So I was like,
God
right,
damn,
cool.
this nigga just ran out. This nigga did the flu game and tried to run out. God damn, man.
Yeah, you gotta hit him with that. You gotta lead the wrist up, and you just gotta walk away. You gotta walk away.
MJ, this nigga. Yeah, get.
See, I messed up all y'all heads. I'm that
nigga
good
talking
with
about the Looney Tunes and Space Jam. That shit is crazy. It's fucked up. The NBA season is gone, man.
Yeah.
The NBA season is gone. This is supposed to be the first year. You know, I'm a Lakers fan, and Lakers ain't been to the playoffs in 7 damn years. And so hopefully they get this shit up and running again. But like I said, they made the right decision because you don't want all that stuff going around. Rudy Gobert, he look like a goddamn fool right now. He looks like a damn fool because how you gonna be sitting up there rubbing on and playing like that? They got him on camera on the back of the thing playing like that. Then he said he was in the locker room doing coronavirus and playing with everybody. This fool had it the whole time, man. So, yeah, man. Get dependent on yourself so you don't have to. Get self-sufficient so you don't have to worry when these different things. You can learn how to hunt, whatever, grow food, different things like that. You know what I'm saying? Get around people that, if you don't know how to, get around people that know how to.
That's it.
That is the best defense for things like that. So you don't fall into, like I said, having to depend on the country that ain't never, ever been straight up on his business dealings. Never been straight up on his business dealings. That is the only way to survive. That's the only way to survive. And like I said, it's not something that's going to be overnight. It's going to take a process, but it can be done. You got anything else? We can slide out on them now, man.
All right, you know what I'm saying? That's just what y'all be getting from me from now on. You know what I'm saying? You'll get the eclectic, you know what I'm saying? You'll get the ignorant, and you'll get the mad genius. So yeah, that's what y'all be getting from me from now on. But yeah, man. So what I want you guys to do is in the links in the description below, the link tree, you'll be able to find all of our Facebook pages, Grit Sports Media, Lojo Speaks, the Instagram page, everything that has to do with us. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tell a friend, hit the like and subscribe button. Corey, you want to let them know anything before we bounce out of here?
Come together, and this is the time. Like I said, be there for each other, and just bond as a nation. You know what I'm saying? The power is in the people's hands. We're the real government. We are the ones that have the real funds. We pay the government. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? The power is in our hands. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta come together, put the petty differences to the side. You know, there's always going to be different differences, but, you know, be business oriented. You know what I'm saying? Handle your business. You know what I'm saying? Handle your work. Be oriented to be goal oriented, and don't let, you know what I'm saying, little petty disputes and just silly shit that I see people, grown ass people going back and forth over, you know what I'm saying, on the day-to-day basis, fallouts. You know, stop letting that shit, you know what I'm saying? It's all a symptom of, like I said, the great American dream, But yeah, just get out of this damn spider's web. Get out of this damn spider's web. You're free to get a vaccine. Get a vaccine if you feel that's the best way. Like I said, we just give you this information. I'm not a scientist, so I can't tell you what's in the vaccine. I can't tell you what's been documented. I say documented. It's been documented. Just because it was documented doesn't mean it's the truth. Doesn't mean it's the truth. So it's up to you to get the information and then get all the information possible.
Do your research.
Even dueling information that goes against what you may think. So you can just have all the information, and then you can be able to make a decision based off of that. That's always the best way to move about it, instead of just jumping head first in anything. And this is exactly what you want to they want you to do, because like I said, they make money. They make money off of fear. Like it's been said over and over again, Hillary Clinton repeated it. Never let a good crisis go to waste. With that being said, we're out. We'll have some more material for you. So just stay tuned. These are more educational, because we'll take these things seriously. We'll make sure everybody is informed. If you got any questions, be sure. If I'm not perfect all the time, you know what I'm saying? So there may be something that I may have missed. I try to cover all ground when these thoughts and when I convey this information. If you have anything that you need me to reiterate or anything like that, feel free. If you're live on Facebook, hit up the Word on the Ave page. Hit up Randy at Randy Anderson. Me at Corey. Name's Corey Gilmore, but I'm Corey Infame on Facebook. Hit up if it's on YouTube. Hit the comment section. Definitely free to conversate. We are not the law. We don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not the last word on what we say. Like I said, we just try to, give you the best, you know what I'm saying, possible. Just try to give you the information, trying to convey the information. So that being said, we will holler at y'all later. Y'all enjoy your Friday night, and we out.
And don't forget to fight the power. Shout out to Public Enemy. But we out, man. Peace.